My dad was very generous with allowing me to drive all of his vehicles at a young age. I actually started driving at 7 years old in our 1929 Model A two-door sedan in a field beside our house. He never said no if I asked to drive one of his vehicles. There were many we had over the years. He trusted me with them. He taught me well. He taught me how to drive stick shift early, like I said. This car's been in our family since 1972. I remember the day that my dad drug it home with his 49 Ford pickup. My mom wasn't too happy, but my dad had a habit of doing that. He would go out and buy a car and bring it home and surprise my mom. And she didn't like that a lot of times, but within a few months we were driving it on the road and she enjoyed riding around in the convertible with us kids and so forth. And when he drug it home, it did not have a transmission in it, so we put another transmission in it. It needed paint. We drove it around in primer for a couple years and still enjoyed it because we loved the convertible and so forth. But it took a few years to get it painted, and this paint job is actually from 1983. It's held up really well over the years. It's been garage kept. We try to keep it clean and shiny. It's not a show car, it's a driver. Interior is still all original from 1966. The motor is untouched from 1966. And we just enjoy driving it around and taking it to car shows. We don't show it a lot, but we take it to car shows just to get out for a ride and so forth. We like to go to Dorrier Day car show in Boyertown. We would go to Macungie car show in Emmaus. Normally would not put it in the show, but we would park it outside and go in and enjoy the show and so forth. One of my favorite memories is driving in the 4th of July parade with my dad every year. We always enjoyed doing that together.
It was a hot summer's night.
I think they were, as far as the Mustang goes, they were the most enjoyable times, was just getting out with my dad and taking it on rides and so forth. My dad had a body shop called Jan Automotive for 25 years in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. I grew up there since I was 4 years old, just sweeping floors and learning how to do body work, learning how to do motor work. I painted my first car when I was 8 years old. It was a Jeep. My dad let me paint, and I loved it ever since. Working in a body shop growing up, I experienced many cars, many Ford cars. My cousin had a 69 Mach 1. I remember that specifically. It was one of my favorite cars that we worked on in the shop, but we had the opportunity to work on many cars, not just Fords, but my dad was a Ford guy, and that's kind of in my blood. I love the blue oval, and that's just the way I've been brought up. I was a big Fairlane. I am a big Fairlane Mustang guy. I've been a Fairlane fan since I was a little kid. When my dad first drug home his 66 Fairlane GT. I've actually had 7 66 Fairlanes. I now possess a springtime yellow 66 GTA 390 automatic car. It was a race car in California, and it's nice and loud. It's a lot of fun. I will say the body shop has influenced me in my decision to go in the Air Force back in 1983. It set me up mechanically. My love of cars and working on cars and working the mechanics of them definitely influenced what I wanted to do in the United States Air Force, and gave me the opportunity to work on jet aircraft, which I've always been fascinated with my whole life. Spent 22 years with the A-10 Warthog, which was the love of my life when it comes to aircraft. Deployed with that aircraft 6 times and enjoyed every minute of it. Being mechanically inclined definitely allowed me to experience a lot of things, not only in this country, but other countries, and got to see a lot of different things through being a mechanic, so. I did recently retire, and it's been really good, but it's been very busy. I don't know how I worked and still did what I did. My goal was to spend a little more time on my vehicles, and I enjoy fixing them. I think the biggest thing is finding the time to do it. I like to do it myself. I think working on the older classic cars can be therapeutic. It can be frustrating at times, but what's nice about it now is I can just walk away. I don't drive them every day, so I can walk away, come back to it. I enjoy working on the older cars because the newer stuff is so tough to work on. We try to drive the Mustang as much as we can. I'm very involved with Soapbox Derby, so I don't really get it out until after July. But we try to take advantage of the nice weather in August and September just to kind of get it out whenever we can, because nice days are precious, and I like to drive around with the top down. So again, it's an older car and it takes a little bit to drive. It's not like these new cars where you just go. You got to pump the gas, you got to let it warm up, but it's very enjoyable. It's nice to reminisce about the old days when I first started driving, and you had to worry about all that stuff. When I think about what this car means to me, I remember building it with my dad. I think that was the biggest memory, was starting with a rough car and restoring it and driving it and enjoying it. But I think just the time with my dad and being able to do that with him and enjoy that with him, because I could see the joy in him as we progressed through the restoration and so forth. Unfortunately, my dad passed away in 2001, and I kept the car going for many years, driving it every year, just taking it out for rides and so forth. And several years ago, my mom showed up at my house with the title wrapped in a bow, and gave me the car, and it's been with me since then. And we're kind of the caretakers until I'm not here anymore. So. As far as future plans with the car, I'd like to redo some things on it. It needs a little bit of TLC, needs some brake work and so forth, but just like to keep driving it, enjoying it, getting the grandkids out in it, friends out in it, eventually handing it down to one of my boys or both my boys, if they're interested in keeping it, or maybe even a grandchild if that's something they're interested in when they get older. I think down the road that my family will always relate me to cars, because I've always been a car guy, especially a Ford guy. They'll remember me, I think, with the Mustang, with the Fairlanes and so forth, but I'm hoping that my sons or grandsons or granddaughters are into some of the older cars and want to keep this car rolling and keep it going and enjoy it themselves. So this car, again, it's been in our family since 1972. There's a lot of memories that go along with it. It's just when you see it, they all come back to you. All those memories come back. It's neat because, a lot of things can be taken away from you, but you can never take memories away. And this car has been involved with many, many memories over the years.